No sound to that. So that no sound. Hello and welcome to Health Live at Seniors Today. We are on the Diwali weekend of 2022 and we are delighted to have here with us Dr. Eileen Canday, who is the head of the Department of Nutrition and Dietetics at the Sir H.N. Reliance Foundation Hospital and Research Center in Mumbai. She specializes in several areas such as critical care, oncology, renal nutrition, bariatric nutrition, weight loss, and nutrigenetics. Dr. Canday is a diabetes educator, having completed professional qualifications from the International Diabetes Federation and is a member of the Association of Diabetes Educators. She is an avid researcher and has published several national and international scientific publications. Along with this, she is a peer reviewer for the University Grants Commission recognized research national and international journals. She is on the board of studies of various autonomous educational institutes. She has a keen interest in nutrition writing and has authored chapters in books and nutrition manuals. She's a great orator and delivers lectures and has given television and newspaper interviews on topics related to nutrition. And today, she is our guest at the Health Live at Seniors Today session. Welcome to Health Live, Doctor. How have you been?
I'm very well. Thank you so much. And if you permit me, I will share my slides.
Yes, and Doctor, before you do that, is this a season when every year there are people who feel a little guilty and ask you questions about what to eat and what not to eat, or do they just stop coming to you and they come only after the Diwali is over?
So actually, it's both the ways. Some people stop communicating a few days before Diwali itself because they have already kind of broken the diet regime even before Diwali, and some people come much after Diwali saying that Diwali ho gaya and I have kind of ruined my diet, so please help me now.
And tell me, do you also send reminders to people sometimes, hey, Diwali is starting now, please go easy?
Yeah, so I do tell them that how to go easy. That's important.
Absolutely. We've not had too many sessions on nutrition, though last year around Diwali, we did do a session. And I think it's very clear from the various sessions that we've had so far over the last 2.5 years that we've been doing the Health Live at Seniors Today, that, almost every doctor, whatever be the health condition, does emphasize a fair bit on diet, on exercise, and that's, I guess, the basic requirement of good health. So over to you, Doctor. The request that we made to Doctor today was to talk about keeping diet in check given festive feasting. I'm not very sure whether that's a possibility, but nevertheless, we have Doctor here with us, and please do note that some fantastic work has been done on this presentation. It has a very festive look. So over to you, Doctor.
Thank you so much. As already told to you, today I'm going to talk about festive eating and how to keep your diet in check. This is a very interesting topic because everybody wants to know how much they can eat. Can they break the diet? Can they go easy on the diet? And what can be done in order to still eat and enjoy the festive season as well as be healthy. So this season is a season of fun, bonding, and a lot of lighting and eating and everything. So let's see how this fun season can be made more fun. As it's one of the major festivals, not only celebrated in India, but it is celebrated all over the world. Although it is a festival of lights, it's also a festival of eating. And it's a festival where you spend a lot of time preparing food, preparing various sweets, especially the traditional sweets, the farsans. The picture at the side will actually give you an idea of how yummy this festival is, with so many treats, whether it's like kaju katli, besan barfi, jalebis, laddus, gulab jamun, some way like desserts like rasmalai, rasgulla. And even this season, if you look at a community breakup, so the Maharashtrians will have some set of karanjis, while the Gujaratis will have gugras, and someone else will have, in Goa you'll have the coconut filled karanjis, in Maharashtra you'll have the rava filled karanji. So although a lot of overlap in the kind of sweet and farsans that is made, so it's still more or less similar. So this festive season, it involves a lot of consumption of food that is beyond normal days. So when I am giving a diet to somebody, and these days a lot of people come to me and tell me that I eat a sweet every day because I love to eat sweets. And then somebody else tells me, oh, I love to eat gulab jamun every weekend. Somebody else tells me I have one scoop of ice cream every day when I'm giving them a diet. And then somebody else also tells me, oh, my evening snack is only a nashta, which happens in most of our houses, isn't it? And at that time, I asked them one question. I said, why do you want to indulge in a sweet every day? Why do you want to have a nashta that is, deep fried, oily, and it's made, every day? I also tell them to look back at traditionally, like, and I ask them questions like, do you have these things traditionally on a daily basis? So that's when they said no. So I said, when would you have these kind of sweets? And they told me, yes, if it was Diwali, my parents used to make it, or we used to get into the family and make it. So when it was Diwali, they used to make these sweets and they used to eat the sweets. And that is the reason why they were healthier, their parents were healthier, because they ate these things at a festive occasions. And that's what my advice to them throughout the year is, that you wait for a Diwali or a Christmas or a Holi to have your specific foods, to have your specific this thing. Don't indulge in it throughout the year. So that's where we have reached now. We have reached the season of Diwali, and we have reached the season of Dhanteras. We've reached festive season. And that's when I don't stop people that, okay, you have reached this season, now I can allow you to have. The only way to have it is what I direct them to. And it does make us eat excessive calories. It does make us eat a lot of sugary beverages. If you look at all our snacks, all the Indian snacks, most of it at least, which is a combination of carbohydrates and fat. So if you look at your shankarpala, you look at your sakarpara, some people call it, you look at your ghatyas, you look at your save, you look at all those things, they are all a combination of a fat and a carbohydrate. And remember one thing, the combination of fat and carbohydrate is the most dangerous one where it comes to fatty liver, diabetes, and any other problems. Now, I'm not trying to scare you and telling you that, oh, yes, it is very bad for you and that you shouldn't be eating it. So probably, I would want to tell you how to eat it rather than just, making you worried about it. Now, if you are a diabetic, like, and you have your HbA1c, which is very well controlled. You're having a HbA1c which is like around 6, and you are doing well. I would say that there is no need to restrict sugar at that time. You can go in for eating a jalebi or a fafara. You can eat that, or you can eat a kheer, which is made for everybody in the house. But if you are a diabetic and your HbA1cs are soaring high, now if somebody does not understand what's the meaning of HbA1c, it means the 3 months blood sugar control. So when you have a 3-month blood sugar control, it should be between 5 and 6. That is a good control. Anything above that, it means that you need to be careful. So there are people who have blood sugar levels which are HbA1c are like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 as well. And those are the people who we say no. Even if it is Diwali, now is not the time you need to break a diet, because you are in a process of controlling something that has been uncontrolled for very long. But if you are a well controlled diabetic, your fasting blood sugars is somewhere between 120, or it is between 100 and 120, and your postprandial blood sugars are somewhere between 120 and 140. That's safe. So that's when you're not going to go into a diabetic ketoacidosis, or you're not going to go into a complication. And therefore, at that time, you can have a liberty of eating some good sweetmeats that are prepared for the family. The other way of enjoying your sweets or your delicacies is by using sugar substitute. Uh, though I do not really prefer a sugar substitute, because I would rather eat the gulab jamun that's made in the most natural and traditional way. I would still suggest that if you are very keen and you want to have it, and your sugars are not in good control, use other ways of preparing it. So you can use stevia, that is a leaf sugar. You can use natura, or you can use sucralose, which is in the brand name of say Splenda, or something else. So these are the kind of sugar substitutes which you can use. Today there is another sugar substitute called monk sugar. Okay, this is again a fruit sugar which is safe. Also, it does not have the aftertaste, so you may not realize that you're not having sugar. So this is the way you can prepare sugar free festive desserts and delicacies. Although remember one thing, that in most delicacies, it's generally not the sugar which is the culprit, but it is the fat. So also remember that when you're preparing delicacies, you look at the fat sources and look at delicacies where you don't need excessive fat. Like if you're making a kheer, kheer would not need too much of fat. Or if you're using a firni, or if you're making snacks which can be had with vegetable sticks, so you're at the same time you're having fiber along with it. You also try to look at the other nutrient, that is the protein. So instead of just going in for a fat carbohydrate combination, you can look out for protein rich foods. So you could make something out of milkshakes, or something out of like a yogurt. So you could make a yogurt drink. You could use other dips and measures in which you can make it more interesting. So that's where the diabetes is concerned. Now, tips for healthy eating during festive seasons. What are the certain small little tips which I will tell you, which can help you enjoy the season with your family, with your friends, enjoy your bonding, enjoy your eating, and still not feel guilty about it. So, one is that when you are going to visit somebody and you know that you're going to overindulge, do something, have something light, have a small snack before you leave, so that you don't overindulge in these festive treats. Also, once you go there and you have started eating, try to eat wisely, start eating smartly. So take foods that don't really affect your blood sugars or your weight. So start with your, with a little more liquid foods first. So you can start with your vegetable soups or your chicken soup or any soup. So that fills you up. Then indulge with some vegetables from salads or any other cooked sauteed vegetables. So you are full with a lot of fiber. You've eaten the right food first, and then you can also practice a mindful eating. Now, what I mean by mindful eating is that don't eat fast. Don't eat without chewing your food. Don't eat as if that's the last gulab jamun on planet Earth. Enjoy every bit of it. Don't take it, gulp it down, and it's done. Don't do that. Uh, when you eat food, you eat a bite of it, savor it, chew it well, enjoy every bite of it, and then you swallow it. So that's when you actually have the sense of eating it. You've enjoyed it, even if it is made of sugar. You're not just gulping it down. So eat slowly, take time to eat, and au- automatically your body also will give signals to your brain that you are satisfied. See, there is something called satisfaction. So you will feel that yes, you have eaten something and you have enjoyed it. It is not indulgence. So these things don't bring out guilt later on. So you don't, so instead of eating five at a time, you eat one and you feel good about it. Also, there's another important aspect of hydration. So do not overindulge in drinks like alcoholic beverages or in sugary syrups, cola drinks, and things like this, because they are more dehydrating than hydrating. So they may have a negative impact on, especially alcohol. You could, if you're taking OHAs, that is your diabetes drugs, if you're taking some other medications, it may interact and interfere. So remember this one thing, that we don't want you to land up in an emergency just because it's a festive season and Dr. Canday has told you can have it. But you have to realize that yes, if you're taking certain medications, you have to be careful. You have to think whether you can take it at that time, or you need to do a little bit change. Maybe you can talk to your doctor also. Also drink a lot of water, because there's a lot of flushing that happens through the urine, and your through your kidneys. There's detoxification happening in your liver. So that's how you can also feel good about it. Uh, also there are people who will say, yeah, today is a celebration evening, so I'm going to keep myself hungry throughout the day, or I'm not going to eat anything and I'm just going to have fun this evening. Don't do that, because remember, that's not the last meal of you. And secondly is that it's a celebration. Enjoy it. Don't skip your meals, because if you just skip your meals, your body goes into some other zone, some other metabolism, and then it does not feel good. So have some snacks, have some good snacks like fruits, keep nuts also. Nowadays, these days, a lot of people are gifting healthy foods. So a lot of healthy, I mean healthy in brackets and in quotes healthy, but at least better, it's a better level. So, or you eat, these days a lot of nuts are also being circulated. Have some nuts, have some good fruits. You can make a lot of things with, these days a lot of millets are available. Even millet puffs are available, like ragi churas, or there is foxtail millets. There is the different kind of millets that are there, ragi, bajra, jawar. These are also available in a very easy to make form. So if you want to experiment and make at home different types of pohas, like maybe not of the rice poha, you may want to make a jawar or a ragi or a bajra poha. That's also a very good thing. Yes, there are people who are following certain diet regimes. Like these days, we also get vegan friendly desserts. We get gluten friendly desserts are available. If it is not available, it can be always replaced with the main grain. Also, when you go out to restaurants, try to look at the menu in advance. Try to choose your items so that you don't go wrong there in terms of eating something that you may feel that, oh, I just wasted my calories eating this. So try to do tried and tested, menu planning and menu selections. Also, remember, order your fiber first, order your soups first, and order your protein-rich meals first. They really help in you consuming the right foods first, and then maybe you can indulge in something. Also, if you are having cardiac issues or heart problems and you are checking your cholesterol and checking your fats, that's when you can use substitutes like low fat milk. You can use soya milk. You can use milk substitutes also. You get a lot of other kind of milks, which like oats milk, rice milk, which are also quite tasty. Add elaichi, kesar, and add some good flavorings to this, and you may not even know that it's a different kind of a preparation. Also go in for platters which have got a lot of peppers, mushroom, vegetables, zucchini, broccoli, and maybe vegetables that you like to eat. You could change your method of cooking. So you want to go and have you want to have baked foods, you want to have steamed foods, you want to have foods that consume less fat and oil. You go ahead and order those things. This is a good time to also try various teas. In gifting, I have also observed that people are gifting lovely teas, all the flower teas. So you get chamomile tea, you'll get hibiscus tea, you'll get multi leaf tea, that is nettle, or then there are other Himalayan teas that are available like matcha. That's a good drink to have if you want to try herbal teas. You want to try maybe just coconut water if you don't have time, or you want to have a jal jeera, that's also fine. You can just have the pani puri pani as well. So those are the ways in which you can work around your hydration. uh, okay, so I would be happy to take some questions, because I think it's a lot about the understanding and sharing.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for this excellent presentation.
Welcome.
We have received quite a few questions, and I'm going to ask them one after the other. So one is from Colonel Duggal, who's 79. I have gone through a diabetes reversal program for 3 months. The reversal program reduced from 9.5 to 6.5. I guess he's talking about the HbA1c, and insulin reduced to 30 units. I'm going through the same diet and sugar levels are generally the same. I have introduced some sugar-free biscuits and ice creams, etc. Is that a correct decision? Secondly, should I change my diet plan? As I stay in a small town, there's no good dietitian who can carry me from now onwards. Will you be carrying online consultations? He is 79, as he said.
Of course, by all means. So we at HM Reliance, we have an app called GHH, that is the Geo Health Hub app. And this app has connected us to people all over the world. And if you have challenges or trouble in downloading the app or coming onto the app, please do share my number. We can also do a WhatsApp video call or a FaceTime call, whichever is convenient. Even if a video call or a FaceTime call is not convenient, I can do an audio call, which I'll help the gentleman to get his diet right. Now, coming to the previous question, that he has done modifications and he's doing very well. Absolutely, he's on the right track, and he should just continue doing the same. The diabetes reversal is working for him, and I think if he has brought down his HbA1c from that level to 6.5, he's doing excellent.
Great. I think, Colonel Duggal, you have got your answer. Doctor, I have a question. You spoke about fox nuts or makhana or whatever. I pulled out one thing, and I saw that, while all of these things are fine, but there's so much of salt and masalas that are there with it. So are these hence really very healthy, or these additives, etc., which make it very nice to eat? which makes them tasty, do they impact the efficacy adversely?
Yeah. So as you rightly pointed out, previously, traditionally, we made all these stuff at home, and there was, the pinch of salt that used to be added by our parents into the stuff. These days, at the commercial level, it is literally the salt that is added to the stuff, and frankly, it is mostly the hidden salts. So when I said like salt is literally added, it means that a lot of preservatives are added. So, and these preservatives are all salt based. It is not a pinch, it is a lot. And if you're looking at controlling your hypertension, blood pressure, if you're having kidney issues, then literally I would prefer that, if you are able to get on to a homemaker who makes, homemade farsans, homemade sweets, homemade roasted nuts, whether it's foxnut, makhana, it is the jowar or bajra puffs. Do it at home. You have the control over the salt. When it is from outside, you do not have a control of how much is added, and then you do not have the control of how much is eaten because they taste better, right? Because there's a lot of hidden flavors also in it, and every flavor, every masala you add will have a hidden salt. So it's a choice that you make. Secondly is that snacks are something that once you start eating, you generally go on to a binge, and you can't really stop at one. The best way is to take a portion, that's measured. You take a portion and see to it that you stick to that portion. And if you really want to have some, you really want to have a second portion, the best way is to wait for 5 to 10 minutes before you actually take the second portion. And believe me, you'll end up not eating the second portion. So just go slow. And I think mindfully eating that stuff will really make a difference. Drink a glass of water, keep a herbal tea with you, have a jaljeera with you. It just cuts off the signaling that happens to eat more and more. So that's the way you can, manage the quantities that you eat.
What you said is absolutely the right thing. While your presentation was on, I was binging on the makhanas, and because your presentation stopped, I had to come back. And for the first 2 minutes, I wanted to have one, but obviously I couldn't be doing that on camera. But now that it has been 5 minutes since I've come back on screen, the urge to have the makhana has gone away. So I guess
and go and have a chamomile tea. It will just sleep.
Great. Thank you. We have a question from Mr. Satish Kalia, who's 78. He asked for food and fruits for a 78-year-old with kidney and diabetic issues. I think you've answered some of the questions, but is it a broad thing? I see that a lot of people do have diabetes, or they need to take care of diabetes, etc. So is there a broad thing that they must have or they must not have? For instance, there are people who, for whom rice is a staple. They must have their rice. They must have their, curd rice at the end of the meal. What do they do? Do they have millet rice, or do they have something else?
Yes. So here we're talking about two things. We're talking about tradition, where somebody who likes their curd rice will eat their curd rice. So when it is tradition and when it is you have to eat it, then the portion size comes into play, and you should know your portion control. The other method of doing it, specifically with the gentleman's actual question of he has a kidney problem and can he have fruits. And yes, if you are having a kidney problem, especially people who are diabetic do have a kidney issue, and kidney issues can be various and varied. But people with kidney problems do have a problem also with their potassium levels, and that can be fatal. So it is not that, okay, if you do it, it is fine. If you eat it, it is okay. If you have one glass of coconut water, it doesn't matter. No, it does matter to them, because if their potassium levels are beyond 5, it can be fatal. It can be fatal to the heart. They may have a kidney issue, but they may land up with a heart attack. So they would have to be very careful when consuming fruits. They are restricted with many fruits. They have a list of fruits which will be given to them by their dietitian or doctor, and they should be consuming only those fruits, because those fruits will not shoot up their potassium levels. So potassium is something that a kidney patient has to worry about, and they need a real guidance there. Thank you.
We have two questions from Mr. Shrikant Kulkarni. One of them is, Doctor, isn't jaggery a good substitute for sugar? He asks. And the second question is, do you recommend drinking water during a meal or after a meal?
Okay. So the first question about jaggery. Now, jaggery, sugar, honey, they are all in the same category. It is all made from sugar cane, that is cane sugar. Honey is, of course, from the honeycomb, the bees, flowers, whatever you say. But they all are fruit sugars, and they do increase your blood sugars, because their end product after consuming is glucose. Whilst the sugar substitute, that is sucralose, stevia, or monk sugar, what I mentioned, is a non-nutritive sugar. It means it does not break down into glucose in your body, and therefore it does not increase your blood sugars. But jaggery or good, or whether it is organic, inorganic, anything, or it is or honey, they both will increase your blood sugars, because whether it is fructose from the fruit sugar or sucrose from the glucose will break down into glucose in your body, and it will affect your blood sugars. If you don't want something to affect your blood sugar, you have to use substitutes from stevia, sucralose, or monk.
Right. Doctor, what is your view about aspartame, which is there in soft drinks like Diet Coke, etc.?
Okay, so aspartame that is used in these commercial drinks are in the safe limit. They can be consumed by most individuals. However, there are people who do not prefer to consume aspartame because that's an artificial sweetener. What I spoke about, stevia or sucralose or monk sugars, they are natural sweeteners. They do not have any other side effects. But especially if for pregnant women and certain category of people, we do not allow aspartame to be consumed. However, other individuals, youngsters, and who do not have any other medical conditions, they can consume aspartame.
Right. Colonel Dugal, you asked, can you repeat the application? If I remember right, it's the Geo Health Hub.
Yes, Geo Health Hub. Yeah.
That is the application that is there. And I'm sure you will find it useful and a good way to reach out to doctor.
Or please share my mobile number. I'm okay with, or email address. Anything is fine.
We will do that. So as always, the takeaways, the edited video of this session, as well as the takeaways of the session will be on our website. It is normally there on Mondays. This time it's Diwali, so grant us a few hours or perhaps a day when this video is up. I'm not very sure when it's going to go up. I'm not promising, but it will be up on Monday or Tuesday. That is the takeaways of this session, as well as the edited video. Doctor, we have a question which is coming. How much salt do you recommend in the light of what Pradyuman has said? Since a lot of outside food has salt in it, what do you recommend?
Yes. So if you're using and calculating salt from home food, usually 3/4 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon in your entire day per day is enough for most individuals. However, because we consume outside food also, we do not realize how much of salt we are adding. I'll give you an example, like the bread. So suppose you're having your breakfast as bread, butter, jam. Now, bread, butter, jam, all are sweet to taste. right? Even if you take, if you apply a little bit, but the sodium level that is there in this bread butter jam is your entire day's sodium. You don't need more than that. Although it is not salty in taste, because it has baking powder, baking soda, it has preservatives, and these are the ones which are actually get your sodium to more than 1500 mg per day. You are allowed to eat 1500 mg to 2000 mgs of sodium per day. What we consume in our food is sodium chloride, and therefore you get the salt taste of it. These sodiums are different kinds of sodiums that are added, like benzoate, or different preservatives in colors, in their food, baking powder, baking soda, all those things. So those are different types of sodium. So finally it is the sodium that matters, and therefore if you're having home food and you're sprinkling a little bit of salt, up to 1 teaspoon per day is okay for you to consume.
Right. Doctor, the question is from the basis of what you're saying, is Chinese food more harmful given the fact that it has soya sauce in most of the as an ingredient in most of the dishes?
So Chinese food also have something called the MSG, that is monosodium glutamate, which is the flavor that you get for Chinese, and that is very high in salt. That is the main sodium. So it's not only the soya sauce. It is the MSG that is added. What we call is Ajinomoto. It is most famously called, that is got very high sodium, and that is the actual enemy.
Right. So are you saying that of all the type of foods that are there, given the fact that Chinese has Ajinomoto or whatever MSG is, variant of MSG that is there, you have continental food having a lot of cheese, etc. And so would you say that perhaps Indian food scores higher in terms of diet?
Why go far? All your biscuits that you are eating have got very high baking powder or baking soda in it, and that's enough for the sodium. So it's all about modifying your diets. I would say that yes, when you're making at home, you have control of the sodium that you're adding to it. When you are not making at home, you don't know what's in the packet, or you don't know how much actually goes into your body. Nevertheless, reduce these foods that may cause harm to you. At least reduce the overindulgence. I'm not saying do not eat Chinese food or never have it ever. You can have it, just that the frequency, the amount, and the times that you have has to be controlled. It has to be portion size. It has to be thought about. It cannot be randomly eaten.
Right. We have a question that is coming from Mr. Shankar Chavan, who's 83. And his question is, of course, you have answered it, but what diet the seniors should have in this festival suffering from heart trouble? Doctor, you just have to watch this video all over again. An excellent presentation made by Dr. Eileen. But, I think the basic answer, and perhaps you could just sum up your thoughts on for Mr. Chavan and for our readers and viewers, and some people haven't been able to come in because they messaged us. What is your broad message in terms of keeping the diet in check, whether it's a festival or otherwise?
Okay, so at least for the festival, enjoy your day of festival. Again, eat what you like to eat what you want to eat. Do not stop yourself from it. Okay, the only factor you need to keep in mind is don't overdo it. Yeah, go ahead, enjoy your favorite food, enjoy your festivities, enjoy what's made at home, and enjoy with your family bonding. Enjoying festival is not only eating, it is dressing up, it is feeling good, it is putting diyas, lanterns, decorating your house, calling up your near and dear ones, talking to them on this occasion. I think enjoy yourself doing all these things, and don't focus only on food.
Don't focus on food. And, of course, The
No,
fact of
I
the
said
matter is
only.
only on food.
It's not the only factor for happiness. Yeah, it is an important factor because it's not only physiological, it's a life, it's food is life's many pleasures. And I think it's fun. You need to enjoy it in the right way.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Dr. Eileen Canday, for taking time out on a Diwali weekend for this very important session, I would say, because it's all about festivities and it's all about keeping yourself healthy. And this is the festive season from Ganesh Chaturthi, Durga Puja to Diwali, to Dashera, Diwali, and Gurparb and Christmas and New Year. So it's all about festivities. It's all about binging, or it is about various forms of celebrations. Whether diet, whether diet care is an important factor in keeping yourself healthy. And while you may celebrate, it's also important to keep your diet under check. And that is what this session was all about. Thank you very much for being here, and wish you all a very, very happy Diwali. And to you, doctor, and to the team at Sir H.N. Reliance Hospital, which has facilitated this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and happy Diwali to you all.
Thank you.